There are a lot of ways to work your legs without destroying your knees or your lower back. Have you ever been accused of having chicken legs? What about being accused of skipping leg day? If you've never worked out a day in your life, then you have a legitimate excuse. However, if you've been trying to grow your legs and you work out consistently and you do train your legs, but your legs are still small and they just don't seem to grow no matter what you do, then I got you covered in this video. Pay attention, apply what I show you, and then let's start filling out those pant legs, man. Here's the thing. When it comes to building bigger legs, a lot of what you're told to do is flat out wrong. This is especially true if you're over 40. In this video, I'm gonna give you the top 4 mistakes I see people make when it comes to leg training. First, if you're like most people, then you probably don't like working legs. Leg training can be hard. A lot of men I work with assume leg training isn't even necessary, and they think small legs aren't noticeable if they keep them covered up. It's not just about having small legs though, it's about having weak legs. Legs are vital for your overall balance, posture, back, knee, and hip function, and your longevity. Here's the most common excuse I hear. Keep in mind, I've been training clients for over 25 years, so I've heard a ton of excuses when it comes to leg training, but the most common is old injuries. People try really hard to give themselves a reason not to train legs. I have a bad back, I have bad knees, I have weak hips, my joints are too stiff, I have arthritis. The reality of the situation is leg training is just harder work than any other body part. Here's the thing I want you to understand though. Most of those issues or excuses can be remedied with leg training. Building stronger legs can not only help heal those aches and pains from previous injuries, but it can also prevent a lot of those from progressing as well. Weak muscles around the specific joints and limited mobility around those joints are the root cause of the majority of those situations. If you focus on improving the range of motion in your joints and you strengthen the muscle groups around each joint, then that's the solution for taking away a lot of the discomfort you feel when you're trying to work your legs. Working your legs will also boost your testosterone levels, which will lead to more overall muscle growth, a faster metabolism, and an increased sex drive. You also burn more calories when you work your legs, which will lead to more fat loss. So this is a win-win situation. You're building more muscle, burning more fat, and improving your libido. And to tie back to what I just mentioned about injuries, leg exercises will help you reduce your risk of future injuries. Working legs can help improve muscle imbalances, build bone strength, and improve functional strength. With that being said, let's get into the 4 mistakes I see the most often. Number 1 is you're lifting weight that's too heavy. Your only goal is to lift as much weight as possible, and you're not developing a mind-muscle connection. Lifting heavy or lifting to failure can lead to overall strength gains, but it's not the most optimal method for building bigger legs. Typically, building massive strength and building more muscle are 2 different goals. As a man over 40, I don't recommend maxing out your lifts at all. Not only will this destroy your joints, but it's extremely taxing on your central nervous system and can easily lead to overtraining or lack of motivation and even injuries. You're better off using a weight that you can control and utilize a full range of motion with. The range of motion in your exercises makes a noticeable difference in your results. This applies to every exercise you do. While there is a place for partial reps, you need to take the weight or movement through the full range of motion to give your muscle that stretch and to fully engage it. If you're struggling to get the full range, either reduce the weight or fix your form. All right, the second common mistake I see is not training your legs frequently enough. If you think training your legs once per week is sufficient, then you're mistaken. Bodybuilders used to use the 1 workout a week per body part split, but these guys used a ton of volume. Have you ever seen the Arnold Schwarzenegger encyclopedia? Those workouts are 2 to 3 hours long. That's a ton of volume for 1 workout, so they needed a full 6 days of recovery between body part workouts. It's best to aim for 16 to 20 sets of legs per week. But I like to break this up into 2 or 3 different workouts. This way you get optimal volume with more frequent training, which allows for more stimulation throughout the week. Another mistake is not using machines. Doing squats is a great idea, but it isn't the answer to fixing your skinny legs. To build bigger legs, you should adequately hit all the muscles of the legs. This requires doing a multitude of different exercises. Aside from your squats, lunges, and deadlifts, try using the leg machines in the gym, such as the leg press, leg extension machine, hack squats, Smith machine, hamstring curls, cable pull-throughs, and even pendulum squats. These machines will help you overload your legs without overworking your back. Keep in mind, everyone is built differently as well. Find an exercise that feels best for you. If you do barbell squats and all you feel is your knees or lower back, then choose another exercise. Try a selectorized leg press machine, a back supported hack squat, or a landmine squat. There are a lot of ways to work your legs without destroying your knees or your lower back. This leads me to another mistake: doing the exact same workout every time you train your legs. Try mixing things up. Change up your weight, rep scheme, volume, and time under tension. You don't have to change everything all at once, but try taking a week off of 3 sets of 10 and hit some heavier weight in the 6 to 8 rep range, or go for lighter and hit 12 to 15 reps for a week. Also, while you're performing the movements, try slowing down the whole eccentric portion of the lift to ramp up the time the muscle is under tension. I recommend choosing 1 or 2 overall leg exercises like goblet squats, deadlifts, or leg presses, and then add a single isolation exercise for your quads and your hamstrings, like leg extensions and low cable pull-throughs. Have fun with it, man, and change these up occasionally. I typically like to stick to a specific workout for 30 days. This allows me to focus on progressive overload with specific exercises, and then I change it all up and start another group of exercises for another 30 days. This keeps my workouts fresh, intense, and allows me to recruit a ton of different muscle fibers. Now, the last mistake I want to bring up is not working out hard enough. You work out, but you aren't mentally present. You're just going through the motions and not really focused on your actual workout. To get the best results, you need to be in tune to the workouts and focus on using your mind-muscle connection. In other words, make sure the muscle you're trying to work is the one you feel the most with each exercise. Again, this ties back to what I mentioned earlier. If you're doing squats but you're feeling them more in your lower back, then you need to refocus or change up the exercise completely. Training legs is probably the most challenging training day of the week. The thing is, your body is capable of training hard, but it's your mind that needs the convincing. Your legs are strong, and as long as you can be just as strong mentally, you probably can add a few more reps or another set or two to really challenge yourself and get the most out of your workouts. This mentality is what will take your leg growth to the next level. All right, so those are the mistakes I see made most often. If you eliminate these mistakes and you stop making excuses for why you can't work your legs, then I promise you, your legs will get stronger and your legs will grow. Thanks for watching this video, and as always, man, get busy, get after it, and God bless.